Well, the people have spoken, and who am I to let them down? That's right, we're stealing more KOMs. I posted my Strava asshole video about a month ago on YouTube where I went to my backyard trail and charged it like a bat out of hell to get the KOM on Strava. I sort of expected mixed reviews on the video because of how dangerous it can be to ride public trail like that. But what I actually got was a bunch of you crown-thirsty SOBs telling me you want to see more videos of me going full send. I kind of feel like I might have sidestepped a lot of the safety Steves in the comment section because I did inject my own internal dialogue about my feelings on going as fast as you can on a trail like that. Someone's outdoorsy grandma could be adjusting her girdle around one of these turns and I could be going too fast to avoid her. That would seriously suck. Nonetheless, I've heard your cries for this kind of entertainment and I'm gonna answer the call. But this one's gonna be different. It's gonna be harder, faster, and with stiffer competition. As you can tell, I've already got the segment in mind. I chose this segment because it's fast, it's fun, and it's not as pedally, but most of all, no hikers. But this one isn't gonna be as easy as the last time. I'm not just gonna be able to show up out there one day, pedal as fast as I can, and claim the trail. Mostly because the competition on this trail is stiff.
Super stiff.
Way more people have ridden the trail and they're all fast. It's a tough trail system. It's my local spot that I keep filming at and I can't tell you where it's at, but there's some bangers riding out here and we're gonna try to take them down. Full disclaimer though, I'm maybe about 10% confident that I can actually get this KOM. The dude that has it right now is like the sommelier of stees. And if you're local to the area, you've heard of him. So let's take a look at the segment details and just see what we're up against. It's a little bit of a short segment at just under a third of a mile, and you lose about 264 feet of elevation. There's been 2,421 attempts by 245 people at the time I'm cutting this video. I personally have ridden the segment 40 times. My all-time PR is 49 seconds, which puts me in third place overall on the leaderboard. All right, we got ourselves loaded up in the car, and just to sort of go through my checklist to show you how seriously I'm taking all of this. I got up this morning, I took my PED, and then I took a PRD, and I loaded up the bike. So this is my local trail spot. I usually ride there. It's just a few miles, a few hundred feet of climbing, but I decided to drive to try to preserve as much energy as I can because there is going to be some pedaling involved. So just saving my energy. I woke up this morning to some bad news. I checked the segment on Strava before I left the house, and some stuff's been going down out there and it's a little disheartening. At some point, somebody else decided they wanted to throw their hat in the ring and they went out and tied the top spot on the trail at 45 seconds. And that must have really PO'd number one because he went out there and burned off another 2 seconds off of his time. So the mountain's just gotten a little bit bigger for me. We're going to be needing to shave off 6 seconds from our time instead of 4 seconds in order to get this top spot. And honestly, I'm feeling pretty bleak. But we did what we could to prepare. We're going to get out there. We're going to give it our best. I'm going to give myself 2 or 3 runs at the trail. I'm actually thinking it might be a little exhausting to do this trail 3 times. So we already have to climb about 1,000 feet to get to the trail, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna give it at least 2 goes, and if I don't feel like I nailed everything in those 2, hopefully I'll have the gas to do it a 3rd time. So let's take it to the trail. Okay, I had a nice leisurely climb up the hill. We're just gonna take a slow run down the trail really quick and see if we can scope some lines. So I'll probably glaze over most of it because I think this trail is like a speedway, so there's not a ton of spots where I can think to make up some time, but I do have a couple ideas, so we'll talk about that. I think the segment starts right at about this white pipe, or maybe right at that tree. So you come into this pretty hot. This berm like spits you out. You get a little bit of air out of that berm. A lot of these berms have packed in pretty nicely. They used to be pretty soft. A little back and forth here. And this is a little jump. It's right in the middle of the trail. It's not gonna be faster to go around this, so I'll just clear a little hole here. Full wide open into this berm. It's got a little bit of softness on the outside, so you can get some involuntary shroup there if you come in too hot. And then coming up to this option line, I'm gonna go around this jump because that's not gonna make me any time. Probably grab some pedals right in here, wherever I can. And then we get into this stuff. It's starting to get pretty steep here. I'm not sure what it looks like on the camera, but this is starting to get pretty gnarly. Lots of chatter on these steep downhills. This is kind of the part where I think I'm gonna be able to make up some time, but let me look at this really quick. So you come down this steep area here, a lot of chatter, still like almost full lean coming down into here, and it funnels you into this little spot. And this is right at the end of the segment, and I feel like this is the big separator for the time, because this is really steep and you come into this rut here, and it's kind of hard to nail that left turn because it's really loose right in here. I was hoping that I'd be able to come down that a little slower and shoot out to the right, like maybe even in this grass area here, to set myself up better for this left turn so that I can be set up better for this last spot. So there's an option for the end of the trail. You cut right and go down that drop to the right there to the fire road, or you go straight past the bush. You would think it would be faster to go straight, but I've seen some clips of some of the guys that are going faster than me here, and they're all dipping down to the right. So I think that might cut off the end of the segment and it gives you a bonus couple seconds. But this is steep and loose right into that. So we'll see if we can come down this line and get a clean run right down into that and bypass this. So that's all I got as far as strategy goes. I'm gonna stash some of this stuff and pedal back up and see if we can go fast. Well, I gotta be honest, I'm not feeling great about being able to find some extra seconds here and there after walking it. A lot of it's a bit narrower than I thought it was. There's not a lot of places to shave off some time. So I guess the bottom line is you just gotta go fast. So all right, let's clip in and head back up. Okay, there is one more thing that I've done that I think will surely take some seconds off my run. And that's that I installed one of these sweet new shredding spree fenders. Holy cow. I think that's worth a few seconds for sure. Pretty sick looking fender. But okay, back to business. Shocks are opened up. Here we go. Oh, I left my glasses. Well, that's not gonna work well.
Go, go, go!
Oh, it's pretty slick. But one big mistake I made is that I left my glasses up here, and by the time I got to the bottom I had tears running out of my face. I did like my line through here, kind of get me straighter in and avoid some of those braking bumps. Not sure it saved me any time. We'll give it another try. Pretty good warm-up run for the first descent of the day. All right, back up at the launch pad.
sort of considering that a warm-up. I pedaled hard on the flat spots and I don't feel like I made any major mistakes, but I did have a few steep lines into the turns that I think I can smooth out a little bit. Whew, this is going by. Let's get it done. Whew. Round 2 I felt like was pretty good. I didn't make any big mistakes. I felt like my flow was a bit better than the first round, or at least I was more comfortable. But I made one rookie mistake and I left my shock in trail mode. I heard a little extra hissing coming out of the shock over the first few bumps and I immediately realized that I didn't open the shock. So it was a little harsher over the bumps. Maybe it'd be a little less settled. I don't think I'm going to swing out as wide to the right because I kind of lost the front a little bit when I was doing that this last time. I think there's like a little bit of a step there that grabbed me a little bit, so I don't really think that's helping me there. Let's give this the third run down, and if I don't really feel like I'm going any faster than my best runs out here, so we might just be topped out on this trail. The KOM might not be for me, but let's see what happens on this run. Whew. I did feel like that last run was better than the first two. I had one hard dig into a turn, shrouped a little more than I wanted to because I don't want to shroup at all. But I figured that was maybe worth a quarter second. I was in a better gear a lot of the times. I actually dropped down one more harder gear as I was pedaling, and I tried not to pedal where I didn't think it was really going to help me. I'm going to grab my stuff and we're going to take another trail down and head home.
All right, you guys, that was yesterday, and as you can probably guess, I already know the results and how we did. So I'm not gonna draw this out, let's get right into it. My previous best time was 49 seconds for this segment. The time to beat was 45 at the time that I started making the video, but then ended up being 43 seconds. So a 6-second gap I had to make up somehow. That's actually a pretty sizable gap to try to make up in such a short amount of time. My first run down the trail came in at 1:36. Okay, Strava. My guess is that I didn't ride far enough away from the end of the segment before going back up to get my sunglasses, and so it counted that time towards my total time for the segment. Bummer, what a waste. I did reference the video of me doing the trail, and from the point where I think the segment starts to the fire road, it was about a 50-second run, maybe 51. My second run that felt pretty good, but I had forgotten to open my shock all the way, came in at 51 seconds as well. The factories like consistency, right? On my third and final run, I put in my best time of the day to tie my previous best time at 49 seconds. So we didn't get the KOM. So in times like this, I usually pick up some light reading to help excuse my failures. Excuses by Chris.
My chain kept coming off. Everyone else cheated. Pretend you weren't trying. I had a sore tummy. Strava doesn't like me.
Nah. Let's be real. I got outclassed, plain and simple. I ain't mad though. We'll try it again sometime. So that's all I got for this video. If you're some kind of sick person that likes to go on YouTube and watch people fail at their goals, consider subscribing. I'm sure this won't be the last time things don't work out for me, but you gotta try, right? I don't think he'll mind if I drop his name. The KOM of that segment is Spencer Rathkamp. And if you really want a good visual on how far above my weight I was punching to go for this KOM, check out his new video, Reverie, which is linked in the description of this video. It's pretty sick. Reverie? Reverie? Reverie. I'm gonna go with that.